is Chloe Carter. The question I think that I chose was number 2. I don't really remember the number, so I'm just gonna give you the question that I chose. It was, why is it difficult for theaters to attract new audience members? What obstacles stand in this endeavor? What are some ways theater has tried to attract new audiences? Would these practices be successful for you and your peers? Explain. So if you see me looking this way and you can see through my glasses, I have a Word document up, and it kind of like has, not bullet points, but I wrote a little paragraph on what I wanted to talk about so I can kind of keep focus. I know that I will be a little bit jumpy because that's just the way that I talk, and also if I stutter, I'm sorry. I get a little nervous. And the first question that I'm going to address is, why is it difficult for theaters to attract new audience members? And it's like, so I know personally the way that I find out about plays, I go about once a year with my grandparents. They find them on in newspapers, or I'm sure you can find it online, because I know Lewis does plays and we go to them. And so if you don't have access to the internet, or you don't have access to like computers, or like, you know what I, if you don't have access to the internet, basically you can't really figure that out. Or if you don't have access to a newspaper, because I know that Bicentennial does plays too, because I've gone there and they usually put it in the newspaper. So if you don't really look in the newspaper in that section, you will never really find out about the plays. So some obstacles that stand in the way are obviously not having internet, or not being able to see, like, not having a newspaper, I guess. And then what are some ways that the theater has tried to attract new audiences? So that I know that in the book it says that there was a nonprofit organization called Theater for a New Audience, and it produces modern and classical plays in New York off Broadway, and they do international tours. No other group has been more active in audience development. In over 35 years, they've had 125,000 children in middle school, elementary, and high school, and that's how many have attended. Another way that a theater has tried to attract people to come to their plays is they try to cater their titles to a certain class, or a certain age groups. And some other times, like, I know that if you don't have enough money and certain ticket prices can be very expensive, they do blocks to certain tour groups, and that's also an obstacle that would stand for people to going into plays, because they don't have enough money to buy their tickets. Or if, like, sometimes it's like if they have a certain issue with what the play is about, they're obviously not going to go. And I know that when I was younger, when I was younger, I went to a Catholic school, so I went to plays. So obviously this was successful for my my years to go, because they would have me go to the plays, because the school would, like, it was like a field trip, I guess, and that kind of helps bring in people to go to plays. I'm sorry, that's really only what I have. Thank you. I guess, like, yeah, like, if you talk about plays more to your friends and stuff, they would come to plays, and that would kind of like bring people, because I know that my grandparents had bought tickets for us, and we invited some friends, like that can help bring in people. Thank you.